What's up, broke boys? My name is The Air. Welcome back to another video. Last time I tried to record this about like 5 minutes ago, I was interrupted by the fact that ran out of disk space. So after deleting a couple hundred gigabytes of stuff, I'm back and at it again to tell you about how good this show is. A nice little surprise from my 20-minute rant on Umbrella Academy yesterday. That is in the sense that these videos will actually go up when I schedule them to go up. You don't need to concern yourselves with the actual time frame of when I'm doing this. So, let's start off with what I liked about just the very first couple episodes, because I watched this because I was really bored. Not because I was excited to be watching it or anything like that. I watched it because I really needed something to watch. And this sounded super generic, but I went for it anyways, because sometimes I just like me some fantasy and adventure. It's not super generic, actually. It's pretty interesting and has a lot of substance to it in a lot of ways that I think it makes it very unique. I think that it avoids a lot of the other tropes, cliches, annoyances, a lot of other things that I just don't like about other fantasies. Things that make them cheesy, just bad in general. I don't know. One thing I like about this is, even though you don't know all the rules of the world they're in, you kind of get the sense that they want it to feel like everything's possible, because they introduce you to concepts kind of as they go along, which makes it interesting in a lot of ways, because that means that they can add anything they want at pretty much any point, but also the viewer isn't jarred by it. We're introduced to magic in the very first scene, so we know, okay, there's magic, but we don't know what else that entails. What else is real if magic is real? So they kind of expand upon that later. I won't get into spoiler territories, but it just helps. It just helps that they feed you information at a good pace, and that you never feel overwhelmed, and you never feel like you're questioning fundamental things about the world they live in because you don't understand. It's something that has troubled me with other shows. I think this might have been one of the complaints I had in a roundabout way about the Umbrella Academy, but we're not talking about the Umbrella Academy. We're talking about The Order. And The Order is pretty good. I watched it all in like 3 days or less, something like that. I don't know. It was pretty wild. I think I went on two. Well, one was barely a binge because I had to actually get up in the morning, but the second one, it was a binge and I finished all of it. But anyways, what I want to get out of this is that it's worth watching. It's like an 8.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It's not brilliant, groundbreaking, crazy, but it is definitely worth the watch. I'm not sure if I want to make the claim there's good acting. I don't think there's any bad acting. The characters are good. The main character, it's this is something I had in my other video that I kind of forgot about. The main character is not a dweeb. The main character is not a depressing loner who is socially inept. The main character, it's so depressing when these fantasy shows have these like awful main characters. Yeah, I might relate to him, but like, that's depressing. Anyways, in like the very first scene that he shows up in, he kind of, well, not the first scene. First time he shows up to college, he like hijacks a tour and, meets the person in this thumbnail with him, Alyssa. Yeah, that's her name. Anyways, and she plays a big role as well. And it's just, it's neat. It's nice. All the characters are really well put together. He's a great character. Alyssa's a pretty good character. His roommate, not roommate, his RA is a really good character. He's kind of a comic relief, but there's more to him than that. I can't really get into that without spoilers, but there are more good characters. The bad guy, he's an okay character. He's not the best bad guy that's ever been created, but he's a pretty good character. The Temple Magus, the one you see in the very first scene, which is why I won't consider it a spoiler. She's a really good character. I forgot her name. I think they refer to her as Magus most of the time, but I think she counts as a bad guy. It's kind of blurred there. We don't really know, but anyways, she's a really good character. There's a lot of good characters. There's a lot of good writing. The plot is really nice. I don't think anyone expected the ending. And I think that's how I want to end this. I really, really recommend that you... I don't know who exactly I'm pointing to, but the viewer that I definitely have watch this series because it's worth it, in my opinion. And that's authoritative because I took an intro to film critique class.